We are now joined by Alli Stumler. Once again, please use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask Alli a question. When you're called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. Our first question is from Larry Vaught.
Good afternoon, Alli. Larry Vaught, VeltsViews.com. Just wondered what last night was like for you. I know it's your second straight late night. You said you like to get to bed early, but what was last night like for you? And how has it been from other people reaching out to you since you got to the Final Four?
It was just a surreal moment, honestly. Getting here, our goal is definitely the championship, winning it all. But we have to focus, each step, each game is just a stepping stone to get there. So we take it day by day. And last night was a big stepping stone, just a game for us to prove ourselves and prove who we are as a team, really get pushed, and I think that game was awesome for us. Obviously, we won in 3, but each game we were definitely stretched and forced to kind of step out of our comfort zone and rely on different people and different circumstances. So it was just an awesome team win, and overall, I think the consensus was we definitely had trouble, getting to sleep. I think it was like 1 o'clock and then 1:30, and I was still just so jacked up and pumped. But now we just get ready for our next game. So it was an awesome night for sure.
Did you hear from a lot of friends or anything message-wise?
Definitely. The phones were going crazy, still are. It's awesome. It's such a blessing to be in that position. It can be seen as annoying or whatever, but I just see it as a huge blessing, and it's awesome just to have such an awesome fan base and people behind us who are just pumped for us and rooting us on from back home.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Deuce Woodson.
Hi, Juice Woodson with WLKY in Louisville. With getting to the Final Four, and it takes a special team to do that. What makes this team so special to get to this point, and what are you guys going to have to do to get to the next level to play after this round?
Great question. There's tons of answers, different ways you could go with this, but I think that, we talk all the time about what makes our team so special. And this tournament run, we've really focused on our identity as a team and as a group and what makes us, what makes Kentucky volleyball. And something I wrote for myself as I kind of reflected on that question was we don't settle. And it's just really a determined group. Obviously we have great depth, we have great talent, determination, but our team doesn't settle. So, I talked about Gabby Curry last night, how she's demanding. She wants the ball. Every time she touches it, she wants it to be perfect. If it's not perfect, that next ball will be. So whether you had an off night in serve receive, you're going to see in practice the next day that group's in the gym focusing on serve receive. Or whether connection wasn't there, whatever it is, the team's not going to settle for that, and we're going to work to be perfect and whatever that is. So that's just really awesome, and the determination and grit that this team has, it really is so contagious. And so for the seniors and the leadership to just push that and expect that from everyone is awesome.
And just really quickly, UW or Washington, they haven't they had grinded out 5-set wins a bunch of times in this tournament, whereas you guys haven't. How difficult is that taking on a team that has they've gone to the wire each of their games?
Yeah, I think even though I think maybe they were pushed physically in that sense, just because they've played more sets, I think, like I said, yesterday's match, we were definitely pushed. We were down, I think, 17-12 in the first, and that first set is really big, and it can go either way. So I think that really was a deciding factor for us. We came back and pushed. So even though maybe we didn't go 5 sets or haven't gone 5 sets yet, we've definitely been pushed throughout. And, in the SEC, we've had to play back-to-back games. So that's definitely an advantage for us. We know how to mentally lock in. And you might not always see the same team as you saw the night before. So for us just to know that we're not sure what we can get or what we are going to get, but that we have to lock in and just take care of what we can control and control our side. And I think we do that day in and day out. So no matter how physically, mentally tired we are, we're going to lock in every game.
Next question is from John Hang, Nolan Media, justthecats.com.
Hey, Alli, last night your teammate Madison Lilly described you as reliable, consistent, and level-headed, the glue that holds the team together. She says you're the most consistent player she's ever played with. That's pretty high praise, especially coming from the SEC Player of the Year. What goes through your mind when you hear words like that from your teammate?
It's It's a huge compliment, obviously, like you said, from the SEC Player of the Year. She's a stud, and she takes care of business herself, and that's exactly how I would describe her, as reliable every single day. She comes in, takes care of business, and you know what you're going to get from Madison Lilly, and it's not one day you're unsure, you know what you're going to get, and that's so cool. And just so honored and blessed to be able to play with her, especially, you know, her last season here. So it's awesome. I'm pumped, but we're not done yet. So I'm ready just to take on the next game with her and the other seniors.
Yeah, you seem like a person who's always very positive and doesn't look back very often. But in your freshman and sophomore years, the disappointment of losing in the tournament, how do you recall that? What goes through your mind? And is that something that you use to maybe motivate you to continue advancing this year?
Absolutely. I was just talking about on the way down here, actually, how it was so cool last year. I got to actually go to the championship match, and I got to just see the game, you know, the warm-ups, all the media time they got to do. And I was just talking about how, you know, awesome and how cool it was for such an opportunity. And I was like, that's going to be us. Like, that's so cool. But, like, we deserve to be here. And I just kept imagining, like, our team, like, okay, next year, like, this is our team. And it's just awesome and so rewarding to know, especially in a year like this, that we're in this moment of the Final Four and we're competing and we deserve to be here because of that. So I think definitely I use, you know, our losses and our down points as motivation. And that's very contagious. And our team does the same thing. You know, we have a lot of players who are dedicated to this game and take our losses, I guess, the last couple seasons to heart and take them seriously. So coming for revenge each year for sure.
Our next question is from John Clay.
John Clay with the Herald Leader in Lexington. You guys have made a point of saying, yes, getting to the Final Four was a big goal, but it was not the ultimate goal. You want more than that. How have you seen that played out in the demeanor of the team, especially after last night?
Yeah, I think we just have to every day, like I said, every day we come in and we're focused on Washington now. Yesterday we were focused on Purdue, and obviously we have our big goal in mind at the end, but we have to take it day by day. So today we focus on rest, recovery, getting our bodies ready, you know, watching film, doing what we have to do to be ready for tomorrow, and then we do the same thing tomorrow so we can be ready to play on Thursday. So just the demeanor of the team, they're ready to go, and I think that's so cool. Because I think I've said it a bunch, but this team, you know what you're going to get every day. And when we come out and play, we're focused. On our game against Western Kentucky, we weren't sure what time we were going to play. We're sitting around. You know, bodies are getting cold after we've just warmed up, and then we have to re-warm up to get ready for the match. So there's a lot of things that come at you, but whenever that whistle blew for the first serve, we're focused in and we're ready to go. And that happens every single game with this team.
Our next question is from Larry Vaught.
Alli, there's been so much talk about different players on the team, but your freshmen this year, how important have they been to get you guys maybe over the hump and get you to the Final Four now?
Yeah, it's huge in our program, and they have bought in 100% from the moment they stepped on campus. Right when they first got there, they didn't have a normal experience. You know, they didn't have a normal summer. We were at home in quarantine, and we weren't able to all bond together. And I really think that hurts a program whenever, you know, all programs across the country, whenever you can't get to know your freshmen and build that connection, get that glue, and chemistry. But I think the freshmen stepped in and knew exactly what their roles were, and it might be different one day or it might be different another day, but they come in and take care of business, and that's awesome. Across the board, all of them do, and they definitely give back to the team. They're not focused on themselves or focused on how they're playing, but just how can we make the program better? And you can't teach that. It's just whether you have it or you don't. So they're gritty, fiery, fun bunch to be around, and super fun. So they've definitely done what they need to help this program.
Our next question is from John Clay. John,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Alli, what do you know about this Washington team as compared to when you played them in the past?
Yeah, we haven't watched them a ton. You know, I've been keeping up with them in the tournament, but I think they're consistent. Obviously, we've seen them go to 5 sets a bunch this season, especially in the tournament, and they're gritty and fiery, make a lot of defensive plays, which I think is so fun because matches when you're just getting after it all over the place. You can have offensive power, but you win games on defense if you can keep the ball off the floor. Serve pass game is huge, and I think both us and them have really good defensive games. So I'm excited, and I think it'll be awesome.
Go back to Larry Vaught for the next question.
Can you remember the first time you met Gabby when you stepped on campus, and what that was like and how she was your freshman year as far as helping you?
Yeah, I think I first met her. Well, she actually came to whenever they played at Floyd Central, played against Purdue, actually. I don't remember what year it was. I guess it was her freshman year whenever she got there, graduated early and got there. She was liberating because Ashley Dusek at the time had an ACL injury, so she was broing. And I just remember I didn't know really her at all, but I DM'd her or messaged her on Snapchat maybe and was just like, hey, good game, so excited to play with you whenever. And she was like, thank you, and she was so sweet. I was a little intimidated, obviously, getting on campus, freshman. She's a top dog, broing at the time. She's a stud out of high school. The cool girl has all the friends, all that stuff. So definitely trying to make a good impression, but she's definitely grown to be one of my best friends on the team. And she's so down to earth, wants to see you succeed more than she wants herself to succeed, which some people don't have. And like I said earlier, you can't teach stuff like that. So she's just an awesome person, wants to make you better, uplifting, encouraging. Definitely someone you go to at all times, on the court and off. Just has a demeanor of she knows that she takes care of business, and just an awesome teammate and player, better off the court than on. So
our next question is from John Hang.
Alli, I'm going to put you on the spot, but you seem to be rolling, so I know you can handle this. But Craig was lamenting last night about the lack of coverage by some of the national media outlets in terms of women's sports and volleyball in particular. You're on the biggest stage now that you can get. So what would you like to tell the world in general about women's volleyball, and in particular about University of Kentucky volleyball?
Yeah, it's growing every day, and I think that's so cool that people are slowly starting to see and buy in. I think it's encouraging to athletes, young, old, no matter what, that, girls' sports are growing, especially volleyball, and we're putting in the work to, get the coverage, get people to notice, and I think we're slowly starting to get in that direction. And we have people who are advocating, and, people like Craig, coaches who are working their tails off just to make it possible for us to have the same opportunity. And, we fought hard, and we put in the same amount of time and effort as guys sport. And I think that we're slowly getting there, and I think people are starting to recognize us. So, I think just keep, watching sports, watching us do our thing, supporting. That's really all we can ask.
Thank you. Good answer.
Thank you.